Hi, I'm Brady Norgard, here to welcome you to the What's Your Fantasy podcast, where I'll be sharing my personal but informative opinion on who to start and who to bench in your fantasy football league, as well as share what's going on around the NFL. Hey, how we doing? Hold on. Get these headphones on my big head real quick. There we go. So, for this week on the What's Your Fantasy podcast, I'm going to be discussing 3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers, and 3 running backs that you should start in your league if you have one. If not, you should start one next year. So, start out with the quarterbacks. First one, Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, it'd be crazy if you didn't start this guy. If you have him, start him. If you don't, and you're going against him, then good luck to you. Kansas City Chiefs play the Denver Broncos on Sunday. I think it's a noon game, but Patrick Mahomes is by far the player that is the hottest right now. He has thrown 13 touchdowns in just 3 games this year. And that is the most in NFL history. And this is only his first year starting. So I see no signs of him slowing down anytime soon. And he seems to be getting better and better each game. He plays better on the road too. And they're in Denver. So that will be a wake-up call for the Denver Broncos. Like I said, he's thrown 13 touchdowns in just 3 games. First game, he threw 4 touchdowns against the Los Angeles Chargers and a crazy 6 touchdowns against my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 of them were in the first half, so I don't want to talk about it. And he threw 3 touchdowns against the 49ers last week, so not that the 49ers are amazing. Their defense it's decent at best, but either way, it's still good. It's only his second year, so. Like I said, I don't see any reason you would start anyone else over Patrick Mahomes. If you have him, sweet. If you don't, then, like I said, good luck trying to get him. I'd try to trade for him if you have him, or if you can, if you have the guys to. But if you go against him, then honestly, good luck to you. You're probably going to lose. Second guy, Matt Ryan for the Atlanta Falcons. I've never really been a big fan of Matt Ryan, but he got them to the Super Bowl, and I don't know, hasn't really done much since, but either way, the Falcons play the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday. The reason I say you should start Matt Ryan, he's thrown 9 touchdowns. 2 of them he ran it in the last 2 games, or 3, averaging 70 fantasy points in his last 2 games. So if you have him, I'd start him. Bengals defense has given up 8 touchdowns and an average of 22 points to quarterbacks this year. So, yeah, honestly, I would start anybody that plays against the Bengals. Matt Ryan just happens to be this week, so start that guy. My guy, Phillip Rivers, I have him on my team, so maybe I'm biased, but I like I said, this 49ers defense is not amazing. I think he's going to go off against the Niners, to be honest with you. Those who have played against the 49ers have struck gold. Mahomes played him last week, struck gold. And 49er defense does not have Pro Bowl cornerback Richard Sherman. So, yeah, start my man Phillip Rivers. He's going to go off. Next, we got wide receivers. I got Tyreek Hill in my league. I think I read this guy, he's owned in over 99% of fantasy leagues, and there's a lot of fantasy leagues. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have to spend much time on this one. Tyreek Hill is a monster. I think he's only like my height too, like 5'8", 5'9", so he's not tall, but he is honestly the fastest guy I've ever seen. He makes fast guys look slow. And he scores pretty much every game. he has like over 100 yards each game. So against the Broncos secondary, I don't see them standing much of a chance to him. He will probably he'll tear him a new one. To be quite honest with you, this guy's good. Tyler Lockett for the Seattle Seahawks. Lockett has been a star on the stat sheets, to be honest. Posting 14 plus PPR points in each of his 3 games this season. So, I mean, pick this guy up. Honestly, I'd bet on him scoring double-digit points against the Cardinals defense. They've allowed 309 yards and 2 touchdowns to slot receivers. Lockett isn't really much of a slot receiver, but he has run 62 of his routes just after 3 weeks this season in the slot position. So expect him to have a good one. Last wide receiver I have here is John Brown of the Baltimore Ravens. I guess they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. My Steelers. Brown has had a nice start to the season. He scored 2 touchdowns on each of his games. I love the Steelers, but to be honest, their defense is garbage. I want to throw up every time I watch their defense. But it is a rivalry game, Sunday night game. So it's hard to tell what they're going to do. But John Brown, I'd expect him to do big against my Steelers. So try to get him. Running backs. Guy you have to start this week, Jordan Howard against the Buccaneers. Plays for the Bears. Howard has produced the best stat line in his short season. 16.1 PPR points in a win against the Cardinals last week. So I'd expect him to do good. I mean, if you don't have running backs in your league right now, and he is on the waiver wire, pick him up. Expect a big game from him. He should be the starting running back for the Bears this week. Start Jordan Howard in the Windy City. Giovanni Bernard for the Cincinnati Bengals play the Falcons. Like I said, the Bengals defense is not amazing. Bernard, he was the starting running back for the Bengals last week, seeing 88% of the offensive snaps. So yeah, a good chunk of their offensive plays were with Bernard in the lineup. Cincinnati scheduled matchup against the Falcons. Falcons defense isn't that good. They've surrendered an average of 167.3 scrimmage yards per game to opposing running backs this year. So I would ride on this guy, doing pretty good with rookie Joe Mixon out. Last running back I have is Lamar Miller for the Houston Texans. They play the Indianapolis Colts. I believe it's in Indianapolis, but either way, if it was home or away, I expect him to have a really good game. He produced 5 receptions and 14.1 PPR points in a loss against the Giants last week, but he should remain starting running back for the Houston Texans. The Colts defense have given up an average of 166 scrimmage yards and almost 30 points to opposing running backs this year. So yeah, expect big things from Mr. Lamar Miller of the Houston Texans. For defenses, I have the Bears in my league. I have the Bears defense. So I'm going to keep starting them because they have the most sacks in the league. Next defense behind the Bears, if you don't have them, I'm sure Cleveland and Chargers and Seahawks are out there. Cleveland plays the Raiders. Cleveland's defense has actually done good. I know, Browns, you don't think they're doing very good, but the Cleveland defense is doing pretty good. A lot of sacks, a lot of interceptions. So if they're out there, go pick up Cleveland's defense. Jacksonville defense against the Jets. I doubt Jacksonville's defense is out there, but if you can trade for him, I would try to do that. Going up against a rookie quarterback for the Jets. Try to get the Jaguars. Los Angeles Chargers against the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo tore his ACL last week, so he's not the starting quarterback for the 49ers. C.J. Beathard out of Iowa. This is his second year. Try to get the Charger defense. I don't see Beathard doing next to anything. Find the Chargers if you can, or trade for them. Again, going up against a rookie quarterback, the Seahawks. Expect that defense to do outstanding things against rookie Josh Rosen for the Cardinals. I think last week the Seahawks got 3 sacks, 2 interceptions against Dak Prescott for the Cowboys, which he isn't bad. This is his 3rd year, and if they can do that against that offensive line for Dallas, I'd hate to see what they do against the Cardinals, because the Cardinals have a good offensive line, so try to get Seattle. I'm sure they're out there. I know they're out there in my league, but like I said, I have the Bears, so I don't think I'm going to go get Seahawks. Kickers are people too, but, they don't produce a lot of points. Kickers are people, so try to find a good kicker. I have Chris Boswell for the Steelers. Hasn't done amazing. I actually just dropped him as we're speaking right now. I am done with him. So, yeah, if you have a kicker, good. If you don't, go find one. They're easy to find. They're out there. Kickers are people too. I think that's all I got for this. Tight ends. I mean, they're out there. They're up in the air. That's probably one of the most boring positions to go find. So if you have a good tight end, keep them. A lot of good tight ends out there. So that's all I got for you for this podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. Hopefully my advice has helped you. And good luck this week. See you next time. Hey guys and gals, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you liked what you heard. If not, it's probably because I didn't mention anyone from your favorite team. Like DJ Casper said in the Cha-Cha Slide, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.